This is the South China Sea Project by Nicholas VanAken, Colin Hawkins, Avery Ockomichalak, and Will Parducci. The Chinese government is currently building artificial islands in the South China Sea. They do this by collecting sand from the sea floor and then placing it on reefs. They then build a wall around the sand to keep it in place and then begin constructing military bases on top of it all. Question: what are the causes of the land disputes between China and surrounding countries in the South China Sea? Thesis: China is building artificial islands in the South China Sea to extract its natural resources and expand their sphere of influence over the region by controlling major trade routes and bolstering their military presence. This is causing major disputes between China and its neighbors, who control the waters, environmental damage, and U.S. intervention. Causes. One of the causes is natural resources. China claims that it has a historical right to the disputed territory and its resources. These resources include oil, natural gases, and fish. There are an estimated 11 billion barrels of oil and 190 trillion cubic feet of natural gas in the South China Sea. Economic and military causes. The Chinese government also wants to gain control of the South China Sea for economic and military reasons. The territory in question contains many important shipping lanes that China desires to control. By creating these islands, China is turning international waters into Chinese ones, allowing them to have full taxation and military rights in the territory. Effects. One of the effects of this problem is the ecological impact. The Philippines filed a complaint at the UN about Beijing's territorial claim. China's activities are causing irreversible and widespread damage to the biodiversity and ecological imbalance of the South China Sea. The destruction of coral reef systems is estimated to cause economic losses valued at $100 million annually. Another effect are the territorial disputes. Many countries, such as the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan, have overlapping claims which have led to disputes over territory in the surrounding area. Last year, China creation of massive oil rigs in waters, also claimed by Hanoi, created more tension in the region. This then created a standoff at sea and violent anti-Chinese demonstrations in Vietnam. Another major effect of the South China Sea conflict is the involvement of the United States. The United States government is concerned that China's efforts to create, as the U.S. Naval Pacific Fleet Commander calls it, a quote-unquote Great Wall of Sand, have the ability to create a military aspect that could affect the U.S. naval and economic powers in the Pacific. The U.S. has responded to China by sending aircrafts and warships near the newly built islands. The U.S. has repeatedly attempted to contact China in order to end the projects in the disputed waters. However, they have rejected the demands set by the U.S.